Let me go ahead and share my screen so everybody can see it. It's a beautiful day. I'm gonna give everybody time to get in and make sure they can hear me. Hopefully you can't hear outside. If you can, there's nothing I can do about it. God bless everybody. Happy Monday. It's a busy day every day. I hope everybody's doing well. Hold on, put my glass on, y'all. Hope everybody's doing well. We're getting ready to talk today about Georgia living, compound, compounds and all. Let me check YouTube to make sure. Let me say greetings all. I am a few minutes early. That's fine. Give everybody a chance to get here. God bless you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for coming. Should be fun today. I'll jump in and out, and I'll be checking to see who's here online. But thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for coming. We're talking about tiny homes, cabins, and modular homes today. Prefab homes. Okay, I see you online. I appreciate you. Want to say a good congratulations to my mother who's been here, paying attention, getting that passport tomorrow. You know, just out here winning in life. Hope you all, if you're not, that you go ahead and get one. Okay, it's good for you. Hope that you can do that. You probably can't see it because anyway, I got new books. Um, I'll put it near my face. Is that better? If you're not, make sure you all try to read. It's good for you. Okay? No, I understand. Yeah, okay. We're gonna go ahead and get started because that's what we do. God bless everybody. Thank you so much for joining in. I hope everybody's having a blessed day. And we're going to go ahead and get started. Talking about compounds in Georgia. It's a beautiful evolution. God bless you. Go ahead and get started, right? Living in tiny homes and cabins, no matter what you're doing. I see you. Hey, hey, sis. Um, all right. Welcome, family. I'm so grateful to have you all here today. So whether you're an investor, a visionary, or someone seeking a simpler life, right? Or just curious as to what we're going to have going on here, this is a divine appointment. So again, I thank you. Let's go ahead and pray. You ready? Now, Heavenly Father, thank you for today. Thank you for our protection and provisions. We invite you and thank you for your presence into this gathering. We thank you for the vision, provision, and restoration that you're releasing into our lives, communities, and nations. Let this be more than a business presentation. Let it be the beginning of transformation. May everyone who hears this message be inspired, equipped, and aligned with their purpose. Guide our hearts, our resources, and our plans, our hands, according to your will. It is so, it is written. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. Glad you all can hear that. We're going to push it. I don't want to keep you all day. All right. But as you can see, I try to give you value each and every day. If this is valuable for you, make sure you have subscribed to this channel. Make sure you share it, right? It's free. So whether it's on social media, it doesn't matter. Facebook, Instagram, a link, the podcast is there. Whatever you need to help you be kingdom minded, spiritual minded, is here for you. All right. So there will be some undergoing changes coming to the group. The group is a private group on Facebook, Eternal Financial Journey. I have been telling you all that I am in the middle of transition. Um, I'm getting ready to go to one of my destinations, right? That I'll be at. So I will be able to go live again on Facebook, YouTube, and everywhere, right? In one area. However, the group is a private group. Everybody who's not participating or saying anything in there, if they're not going to be investors, if they're not going to actively um, bring other people in the group, it's time to go. All right. We're going to leave that to those who participate, those who are investing, and those who are in it for business reasons, right? The group is being rebranded. The podcast will remain Eternal Financial Journey because that's what it is. But as far as the actual group, Kingdom Rooted Builders is the name you'll see now. For those of you who come to the Zoom, Facebook, or YouTube, that actively participate, you will still be in the group. For everybody on YouTube who's looking at this and want to be a part of it, you'll see the details and the information soon, right? So just letting you know what's coming. So when you see the change, it's fine. It'll go from being 65 people in a group to probably a good 5 or 8. Okay. And then from there, it's invitation only. You need to be serious. You need to be business minded, spiritual minded, and we're going to go from there. All right. I don't want to overtalk it. Don't you overthink it. Let's keep going. All right. So welcome to the Georgia Living Compound, right? This is to give you some estimates and some examples. Remember, I will never come on here and just give you everybody else's information. So this is to give you an idea so you can understand what's happening. And if you would like further information or to be a part of it, you will be able to do it, personal or business, right? We work with everybody, nonprofits, LLCs, sole props. You could just be doing it personal for your own personal reasons. You don't have to have a business to do this. All right. Now, this isn't just a place to live, right? It's a movement. Um, in this Georgia Kingdom Living Compound, it's about providing sustainable and affordable homes. All right. And this is for everybody, right? It wouldn't matter if you're a senior, a veteran, um, a gardener, a teacher, it wouldn't matter. This is for purpose-driven individuals or families. All right. If you need somewhere that's safe, sound in the compound, or you want to live in a complex with other people, then this is for you, right? It's about building with legacy in mind. So that's what we're going to talk about, okay? Keep going. Okay. Now, um, here's an example. This isn't just a place to live, right? So as a Navy veteran and someone who's moved around a lot, a whole lot, right? I understand the power of stability. I want to offer what I didn't always have, and that's not a bad thing because trust me, I love moving. Okay, because I need a reset about every 2 to 3 years because that's what I like, and I thank God for that, right? But it's coming down to where you can we're able to retire and sit down and have one location, and we're gonna have one location in America, or we're really two, and then we're gonna have some places, you know what I'm saying, like in Africa and different areas. So if you want to travel, you're able to do that, right? So a place that you can call home where community, peace, and purpose are planted in one area. I do believe that it would serve others better if you had a place that, hey, when we were younger, you could go to the neighborhood store and you knew that was, you know what I'm saying, Miss Tina's shop or Miss Brenda's shop or something like that. You knew somebody in that area. A small knit community. Certain things that I just personally miss that we're gonna bring back in effect. All right, so let's get to why tiny, modular, and prefab homes matter. And why would you do it, right? These options aren't just trendy, they're practical. They're faster to build, cheaper to maintain, and easier to power off grid. Remember, we were talking about last week, if anything happens and the power goes out. That's why we were talking about solar panels. This is why we were talking about water generators, things that you would need to do off grid. All these are viable options, even off grid, right? So here's a little spiritual insight, right? Even in scripture, simplicity was powerful. Um, Jesus didn't own a palace, right? He walked, taught, and impacted the world through relationships in small settings. What matters isn't the size of the house, it's the foundation that it's built on. And that's what I'm giving here, right? So tiny and modular and prefab homes, right? Faster installation, lower costs. You don't have to pay five, six, seven, $800,000. Eco-friendly, smart houses, energy efficient, right? And very much customizable. You don't have to have all this stuff in the house if you want an open concept, say it's somebody handicapped. or wheelchair access. You don't have to have, you know what I'm saying, corners everywhere. You can have an open concept. You can customize your layout or designs. This is great options for community-based living. Here, I'm going to show you a tiny home, and then I'm going to give you more um, information about it. But I want you to actually, and they're only 30 seconds, so these aren't long videos, but I want you to be able to see it, right? Let me go to YouTube and make sure nobody has any questions. Okay, we're still good. All right, let's go with the first one. Y'all ready? Let me make sure you all can hear.
You get this tiny home for $400 a month. All right, let's check out the inside. This one does cost $39,000. It comes with a 55-inch TV. You get your love seat and your bed frame right here. Going to come with the bed. That's where the TV is going to be mounted. Super high ceilings. This is all cedar interior with the mini split AC unit. And then over here you have your little kitchen nook area. Tons of storage for whatever you need. And then you have an induction stove top with your sink and a mini little fridge right here. Oh, it opens from the other side. So you have your mini fridge right here, your dual flush toilet, and then your tiny little sink right here. And at the same time, there's actually storage and a pretty nice size shower that actually fits somebody that 6'2". You don't have to like crouch down to have the shower head, so it's a perfect place for that. And then you have your AC control right here with a fan remote that controls the ceiling fan as well. And everyone talks about the storage on these. So here is the storage. This is where you're going to keep it.
So that's a small one. Let me show you one more.
To show you our affordable barn cabin unit in less than a minute. Come on in. So we've got our basic, simple one-wall galley kitchen, 16 feet across, 24-inch dishwasher, 30-inch full-size slide-in range, 10.1 cubic foot fridge freezer, our 5x8 bathroom. We've got real hardwood floors. This is 3 1/4 white oak, slate tile flooring, granite countertops. This is our loft ladder that we share with everybody how we build on YouTube, up to 200 square feet of standing loft space. This is the basic front room. We have a 16-foot tall vaulted ceiling, and then a simple bedroom in here, 12 by 14, double sliding pocket doors, full-size closet with plenty of storage, and full-size in-unit washer and dryer. This is the plan set that we give away for free at thataduguy.com. Go check it out.
All right. So with that being said, you see how small one of them is? Maybe you're one person living there. Okay. The other one, maybe it's a couple. Maybe they're retired. Maybe you want something smaller, more efficient, cheaper to get started. Maybe you want to live in something like that while you're getting a house built. It's a million and 10 reasons how that can happen, right? Up to you. Not too bad, but it will be on permanent foundation. But I just wanted you all to be able to see it. And there are so many different types. That's why I showed you more of an open one with wash and dryer with a big refrigerator. And then the first one, everything is micro and small. So it just depends on what you want. Some of them have decks. You can add items onto it. We will talk more about that on Wednesday. There we go. Now, I'm going to show you some shorts on prefab homes and what it means for a prefab home. All right, we'll get into the specific of it Wednesday. But right now, just here we go.
Hey everyone, so this house was getting a lot of attention at the show, and I think you can see why right here from this exterior. But wait till we get inside. This house is 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. We've got a nice front and back porch, okay? We're looking around 1,400 square foot. Now check out the full tours where I go in depth on everything, all the information, pricing, and all that, okay? It's on the channel from a few days ago. Link is in our bio. There's our bath. Here's the kitchen. Look at the size of this kitchen island. Now, customization as far as colors and all that can be done, countertops, cabinets. Here's our dining spot. And then, yes, we have a back porch. Like I said, I go out there and everything on the full tour. But yeah, same size as the front. Here's the main bedroom. Also, there's another kitchen option on this particular model as well. We've got double sinks in this bath. The square sinks, by the way. We've got a beautiful shower. Now, y'all be sure to share this video with someone if you will, and let me know what you think about it.
Beautiful option, right? One more. Modular home. Let me play that one more time. That's under 200K. All right. I'm just giving y'all different options. You may not want a manufactured home. You may want a prefab home. Different options. Different options that can help you. All right. Y'all keep up with me. Now we're going to go to cabins. All right. So you all can see it. And this is a modular cabin. The Amish can build it. You want something in 3 months? This is for you.
Six 28 by 52 feet, crafted by Amish hands, featuring 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and a sprawling 8 by 52-foot porch. This turnkey home is built for comfort and delivered nationwide. Ready to elevate your living? Call OC at 502-298-8946.
That's one. Here's another one. You ready? But it's a barn dominium design.
Today, we're exploring something that's capturing hearts everywhere. The tiny house barn dominium. Picture this. The rustic charm of a classic barn meets the efficiency and coziness of a tiny house. Whether you're dreaming of simplifying your lifestyle or looking for the ultimate vacation retreat, this design has it all. If you love this type of look, hit that subscribe button to help us create more videos. And let us know in the comments what you'd love to see in future videos. Tiny house barn dominiums are much more than small homes. They're a testament to living intentionally, prioritizing what matters most, and embracing a unique and down-to-earth aesthetic. We're going to explore what makes these homes so captivating.
All right. Now let's keep going. That's enough videos, but I wanted you all to see the different types, right? So we have tiny homes, you have prefab homes, you have modular homes, you have cabins, you have prefabricated cabins, you even have the modular. It could even be containers, right? I didn't want to go overboard today, just the short videos to help you out. So if you go back and watch this later, you can see it. Um, it just depends on what you want. Are you moving a family out there? Are you moving just yourself? How many people are coming? Who is this for? What are your goals? And if you don't want to move there, maybe you just want to invest. Buy these and rent them out. Investors, right? So we're talking to everybody. So housing options available, right? So housing options and models, whether you're looking for a tiny home with a loft, a modular 2 bedroom, or a rustic cabin, there's a home here for you, or your investment portfolio. So whether you want to invest or whether you want to actually live there, that would, it's 2 different pieces of land, but it's up to you. One, you have a side where people can actually live there and build. You might want a house built. Maybe you want to buy land. Maybe you want to invest in a tiny home and put 2 of them on a structure. Maybe you want your house to be a cabin. Maybe you want a modular home. Maybe you wanted a prefab home. Whatever it is, there are different options that are available. That's why I shared that with you so you could start doing your research to see what you like. All right. So stick build it with whatever you need. You have many options. I'm just showing you the way that are more resourceful, that are more affordable. That's why it's affordable housing. Now, if you want to come build you a $500,000 house and higher, that's up to you. All right. So a business example would be one of our investors funded a $65,000 dollar tiny home. Right. So added with the 10K install and utilities, they began leasing it for $1,000 a month. When you own, you can control, right? So if they did this model in 6 years, they will recruit their cost of everything they put in it, plus keep getting money. So unless you're doing lease to own, and if you're just doing lease the whole time, you'll collect money for the duration of 20, 30 years until it's time to replace it or upgrade or whatever you're going to do, right? So there's getting their money back in their investment and they're serving someone in need at the same time. So technically up to you. That's why I put different options here. So a tiny home, right? 200 to 400 square feet. They have them bigger than that. I'm just giving you an example of the smallest one, right? A lot of them range from 30K and up. It depends on how much space you want. If you want a deck, if you want a grill, you want the beds and everything to come with it. Totally up to you. And then 5 to 10K for the install on permanent foundation. Like I told you, I'm not giving my intellectual property. I'm just giving you all examples of what it could be. But even then, where are you going to go for 45 to 80K in America and own something? And if your credit's good, you can lease to own. If not, okay, you can still lease to own and do a 2-year option of a program. Now, let's say a modular home, 600 to 1,200 square feet. Some of them go all the way up to 3,000 feet. Do you want a single modular home? Do you want a triple? What kind of space do you need? I'm just giving you the smallest so this can help you out. All right. All those range from the smaller side to 90K to 150K. Right. And the install can be anywhere between 8K and 15K, but it's in the price. So up to you. If you want to move there, now you know what type of money you're looking at. If you need financing, it will be a different price. If your credit's good enough that you can get it and you can get it put on the land, all you have to do is either be done leased or bought the land. That simple. All right. Prefab cabin, 4 to 800 square feet. This is examples. They have them bigger. Okay. 70K to 120K. And that's delivery, installation, everything. Up to you. It depends on what you're getting put in the house. Remember, all these things are short-lived. It doesn't take, some of them you can get in less than 30 days. The most usually is 90. All right. Nobody's on back order right now. So whatever you need and however you want it designed, it can happen. Just giving you options, not saying you have to do this, but even if you wanted to invest, you can invest and buy one of these and rent it and lease it out. All right. So here are some sample models. This doesn't mean this is what's happening on the land because I guarantee you it's probably going to be cheaper than this. I'm just giving you, examples. And this is even higher examples because a tiny home with a loft, depending on the square feet, it doesn't have to be 65K. You could easily find that for under 40K. Right? But even so, we're still giving you a scenario so that you can see it. And the installation, that's the electricity and the water and the foundation and the actual delivery for them to come put it down. But even so, you can probably get all of that for 70K and under. All right. Say you want a modular ranch style home. That's up to you. Do you want 2 bedrooms? Do you want 3 bedrooms? How many square feet do you want? That's you going in and looking to see what you want and designing it. However you customize it, that's what will determine your price. All right. But still, you can get these. I've seen them under 80,000. I'm just giving you the higher end of 120, but it's not taking all that. And most of the time you can work in the installation price. All right. So another example is the rustic cabin, right? Most of these cabins don't cost $100,000, but they're still cheaper than the houses you see on the market right now. I think most people would do better paying something off in 2 to 3 years instead of, you know, a 30-year and 40-year mortgage. All right. So totally up to you. Foundation options, right? There are different type of foundations. Hold on, y'all. Different types of foundations for different homes, right? Some homes only need a concrete slab, right? They can be between 5 to 10,000. Well, if a group of people are getting houses, you can get it cheaper than that. You got 3 or 4 people at the same time getting concrete slabs poured, it'll be cheaper than that. It's better to group it. Maybe you need a pier and a beam. That's anywhere from 3 to 8,000, right? And this is taxes and all included. Maybe you need a crawl space or want a crawl space under your house. 7 to 12K. It just depends on the foundation that you need for which type of home you're trying to get. All right. So you don't have to worry about that. When you say the type of home you want, we'll tell you what you need to be in compliance with the state of Georgia. All right. So this is the part that most people overlook. Land matters, right? The Bible says that the meek shall inherit the earth. What if the inheritance is literal and spiritual? Right? So here's a story. A retired teacher bought an acre of rural land for 18,000. 2 years later, she added a prefab home and now grows her own food, mentors youth, and has hosted 12 women through her wellness retreat. That's totally up to you. Whatever you feel like doing, hey, that's up to you. But it is important to buy land. And if it's too high for you, then good. Here's a group that can help you. Everybody's going to be vetted. Everybody's going to have to, we have to look at your credit in order to be able to help you. Even good or bad, you can still be helped. The biggest problem is that a lot of people don't like it, but guess what? Will be a background check. You need to know who you're living beside. And we don't need criminals, right? So before we get to this, I'll just say, you know, this is a good thing if you want it. This is for those, listen, I can't talk you into a dream. I'm not trying to sell you a dream. Either this is what you want to do and where you're at, or either it's not. It may be for you. It may not be a good fit for you. Maybe you know somebody. Just share it, right? If it's beneficial to you and someone you know. If not, no harm, no foul. So for less than the price of a condo in a major city, you can own land, a home, and a purpose. This is for families. This is for young couples. This is for college students. This is for empty nesters, veterans. I don't care who you are. This is for any and everybody um, that wants to transition to something more affordable, maybe off grid, more peaceful, whatever it could be. This will be a great community, right? So the lesson here is in God's economy, your seed always multiplies. So when you invest with intention, you sow into generations, just like Joseph did in Egypt, right? Preparing for the famine. This can be whatever you would like it to be. So let's just go on. I'm going to show you here some of the foundations, right? That you will see and that you'll be able to choose from. This is a concrete slab. Not too big. It's done in 2 to 3 days. And this is for a tiny house. All right. Here it's going to show a crawl space in two different types um, of house foundations.
This is a concrete slab foundation, and this is a pier and beam foundation. Slab foundations are common, cheap, and very low maintenance. Two important variables that go into the cost of a slab foundation are the total surface area and the number of corners. Pier and beam foundations are a little bit more likely to have problems. However, when they do have problems, they're easier and cheaper to fix. For example, here's a pier and beam foundation of what is probably a very old house. You can tell it's old because it has a pier or column that's made of brick. However, you can also see cement columns, which most likely were added many years or decades after this house was originally built. If you're buying a property that you plan to renovate by adding another bathroom, then a pier and beam foundation will make your life a lot easier because routing the plumbing will be simpler.
All right. So just putting that out there. Hang on.
This is a
Now, land investment overview. This is what we just talked about. If you want to lease it, 2 to 5K a year for 5 to 10,000 square feet, right? If you want to buy, it's usually cost you between 12 to 25 per acre, and it can be upwards of 30K near cities. Crazy, right? Utilities, so your water, sewer, septic tanks, internet, all these things. Here, in this group, everything will be inclusive. So your water, your sewer, your septic tank, your power, and your internet. All that's in there. If you want to lease and buy land that we already have, if you want an acre, totally up to you. All right. If you want to lease, then you just need an option where you need to be for right now. That's totally fine too. All right. So here are just estimates, right? And this is on a higher end. This is why I said tiny homes, everything, 95K. Is it going to cost that much within this group? It's not. More than likely it's under 45 or 50K, but I have to just give you worst case scenarios because who knows what you're going to bring there, right? And that's everything. A modular home, 163K total, right? Depending on what size and what you want to bring there. But you don't have to spend all this crazy money. You can definitely get a house for under 200K. All right. And that's with taxes and all. Cabins, if you want to do that and invest into that, will it be 132K altogether? It's probably lower than that. I'm just giving you the higher end of it. So this is just to help you think. All right, pros and cons and zoning. This is where all this comes into play. Yes, there are zoning codes. And yes, there are some counties that will be more lenient than others. But the truth is, we've already researched this. I know exactly what's going on. All right. And we'll help guide you through it. Your only job is, if you want to invest, the paperwork and the lease. Which type of home you want, you're accredited to see what you qualify for, and if you don't, or if you're just leasing, we just need to see what's on your background, right? Because we can't have Chester running outside with children. So that's something to be thinking about. Okay. And who's going to be there. I don't need a name of everybody you ever have to come invite, but if you can't bring, you know what I'm saying, predators and things like that into a community, because all these things will be in the lease. If done so, you will be evicted immediately. There's no reason, rhyme or reason, that you would do something like that. But we have to address these type of concerns. All right. So the pros are, this is affordable, quick setup, minimal maintenance, lower bills, community living. You're not worried about gunshots ringing out. Nobody's coming to attack you. Nobody's coming to bother you. Small community living, saving money, having a good time. All right. You can even mind your business and not bother somebody, whatever you want to do. Cons, if you're in a tiny home, well, that's a smaller space. Then there is limited financing. Some of this stuff is not that high. So whether you want to lease to own, or if you want to come in, and get your own personal loan, I don't know what you have going on, right? But you can do it. Zoning and code restrictions is nothing I'm worried about in Georgia. We've already went through that process, so that's fine. All right. So an example would be, one couple built their tiny home, but forgot to check zoning. They had to move it 6 months later. We're not having to move anything because we know how many we can put on an acre. We understand where it has to be. We've taken the pitfalls away from you. So we'll have a certain amount for tiny homes, a certain amount for modular cabins, and how they will be strategically placed. So there's just something to think about. Zoning and building in Georgia is different, and it depends on where you at in which county. As I've stated, we have that taken care of. All right. You're not going to be in Atlanta in the city, so you don't have to worry about that. As far as the standards for modular homes, they can be there. Barn dominiums, they can be there. Tiny homes are allowed on foundations, right? They're allowed. That's why I said it won't be on wheels. It'll have a foundation. Um, and it's in a rural area. So as far as permits and electrical and septic and land use, we have that under control. Nothing you have to worry your pretty little hairs about. If you want to do it, you'll be able to put it where you need it and go from there. Your job is design it and fund it or invest in it. Totally up to you. Okay. So living in the compound. Who do we serve? Kingdom-minded families. So if you're an individual that's positive, you don't have a track record, you're not Chester, you're not causing problems, you're more than welcome. Everyone will be screened. All right. So I'm not going to stand there with a gate and saying who can and can't come out, but there will be no problems. Okay. No loud music. I'm not saying there are no HOA fees. You don't have to worry about that. Trash will not be tolerated. All these things that we will get into later. It will be a clean, beautiful, loving environment, purpose driven, faith based. And it doesn't matter what your faith is. Okay. If you talking to Mother Mary, talk to her. All right. If you're talking to Buddha, talk to Buddha. All right. If you're talking to Jesus, do that. Be at peace with whatever you're doing. That's all we're saying. All right. A peaceful community. That's it and that all. Okay. So with living, the return on interest and opportunities. This isn't just housing, it's legacy. From farming to storefronts to rental income, there are so many ways to build wealth and purpose. So if you want to, the other two I talked about, if you want to do farming, if you want to learn farming, we're going to be teaching it. If you want to do vertical farming, if you want to do fish farming, if you want to do a garden, plants, You can play with bees if you feel like it. Whatever you feel like doing, you can do it. Okay. Um, so that's the way it's going. You aren't just buying land, you're reclaiming territory for your family, your faith, and your financial future. So totally up to you. Not forcing religion on anybody over here. You do whatever it is that makes you happy. All right. Um, the income in return on interest for investors, right? So if they do a tiny home, they're able to rent them for 750 to 1200 a month, totally up to the person. But if you actually go in and like some people rent stuff like that for short term, if they're coming in, they're a traveling nurse, something like that. It's cheaper than going to a hotel, right? Especially for the month. However, say you want to do a tiny home and you want to live there and you want to sign a lease and say, hey, I'll stay here, I don't know, make it up, 5 years. Okay, and you want your rent to be, I don't know, say you get a tiny home that was 30,000. Okay, well divide that over a certain amount of years that you want to pay. That will be your rent payment. I'll get more into that later. Say somebody wants to go in on a cabin and invest and put it on Airbnb. Well, that's 1,500 plus a month, whatever you're charging per night that somebody could come there. That's why I said the cabins will be in a different location than the actual tiny homes in the compound. Nothing there will be Airbnb. Everything that's investment will be on a certain property. All right. And if you want to invest, you're going to break even really in less than 2 years. But if you want to break even within 3 to 6 years, depending on rent and your setup, you can. If you want to break even within 6 to 9 months, you can. Right. We're going to talk about that more on Wednesday. So business and community opportunities, um, on-site gardens, farm plots, storefronts for produce and handmade goods. We get ready to talk on Wednesday about wellness and training centers, event centers, community events, and mentorship programs that are going to be coming. This is a major opportunity, a big opportunity, but totally up to whoever's there. All right. You don't have to go now, to Crunch Fitness or whatever it's called, all these different gyms. There will be a track there to walk around. There will be indoor options, indoor pool. All these things are forthcoming. So we're trying to make it to where you don't have to go too far to do anything unless you want to go to Costco's or something, right? But as far as the store, fresh produce, um, once everything is established, we'll have enough people out there that if you want your hair and nails done, your eyebrows, manicure, pedicure, food, different varieties, all these things will be there that you don't have to go drive, 30, 40 minutes into town to go get them. So unless you're going to Costco's or something, then that's a little bit different. Let me check YouTube to make sure anybody hasn't said anything yet. All right. Oh yeah, that's nice. So that's just something for you all to think about. All right. How do you join in the movement in the next steps? Right. We're not waiting on the world to fix our problems. We are the solution. Right. So whether you know that or not, whether you want to invest, live, build, volunteer, or donate, you're welcome here. I'll say that again. We are the solution to our problems. This isn't for everybody, so nobody's begging anybody. Nobody's selling a dream. Lawyers are involved. Whatever you need, it will be there. All right. So whether you want to invest, live, build, volunteer, or donate, you're welcome here. All right. So if you want to invest in a unit or a cabin, or in the land or equipment, you're able to do that. If you want to lease land or reserve a space, you're going to be able to do that. If you want to sponsor someone, say you own a business, right? You're able to do that. Or you have a charity or a foundation, you're able to sponsor someone, right? If you want to volunteer to build or mentor, you can, right? We like the youth too. Okay. So what are the next steps? Transition. All right. So now that you've heard about what we're building here in Georgia, next week we're going to keep expanding the conversation. All right. We're going to start releasing here soon the websites, walk on the land. I'll be there this weekend looking at some different things. So get ready. That's all I can tell you. If this benefits you, your family members, or anybody you know, kindly go ahead and share. As soon as I finish posting this on YouTube, share it. Share it to your page, share it to your stories. Um, if you know someone who's not on YouTube and they need the Zoom link, then please let me know. If you want to actually speak, you can join Zoom. If you want to type, Facebook or YouTube, all that works. Okay. So rebranding is happening, but major things are happening. I hope you all are ready. I hope you all are excited. Um, we have great topics coming up. Wednesday, we're still gonna complete more information that I want to give you about these tiny homes and what else you can expect. But overall, like this is like the greatest information. So, and from there, over the next couple of weeks, we're gonna be talking about Africa, building compounds in Ghana, Egypt, and the Gambia, and more different areas, right? So I'm not telling anybody to move. I don't know where you came from. Everybody didn't come from Africa, whatever. But if you want to go there and visit, or, in case of an emergency, you can go over there. If you just want to do Airbnb, the option is there, right? So, and it's more than just about investing. If you ever want to go visit, we're getting ready to schedule tours for 2026. I will be introducing that so people can see it. They can save their money and they can go one time to the motherland, right? If you feel like it. If you don't, stay at home. It doesn't matter. All right. Um, we're going to be talking about how to buy and lease land overseas. We're going to be talking about nonprofits, and NGOs, agriculture, farm to community models, irrigation and solar farming, community models, right, for self-sustaining villages and spiritual hubs. We Wednesday we're talking about event centers and restaurants. So get ready. That will be on the compound. Beautiful evolution. You just never know who's coming. Um, we're getting ready to start talking about international trade, right? Connecting goods and services across nations. This isn't a one-stop shop. Nobody's selling dreams around here. You will see it. All I can say is it would be best if you would listen to Eternal Financial Journeys podcast, right? Where faith meets finance and stewardship becomes a lifestyle. That's more of the spiritual side of it. All right. Here on YouTube, and in Facebook, subscribe. Make sure you're following. Once we actually start, you know, opening the doors for everybody to come in and invest and get on the wait list, that will be in the private group and they will be in private Zooms. All right. Everybody else, you know, they'll see what we need them to see, and we'll always invite people, but I won't put everything for everybody to see because that's personal, right? And I want to respect that. So you all will see it here shortly. So let's close in prayer. I thank everybody for their time. To God be the glory. If you have any questions, go ahead and type it and let me know. If you have something in the on Zoom, kindly let me know. But right now, I'm gonna go ahead and pray, and then I'll look. All right. So thank you for your time. To God be the glory. God is love. God is light. Father, thank you for revelation. We ask you for wisdom in every investment, clarity in every decision, and protection on every project. May the seeds we plant in land, homes, and community multiply for your kingdom. Help us to be wise stewards and bold builders. It is so in Jesus' name. So make sure you all are back here Wednesday. Let me check YouTube. Make sure you all are back here Wednesday, um, as we talk about more and get more in depth. Look at that thunderstorm rolling in right on time. Um, if you have any questions, to kind of let me know. If this is valuable information to you, yourself, or anybody you know, and we do. We want to work with nonprofits. We want to work with businesses. We want to work with the right people. This is not for everybody, but if it's for you, be ready. Because in the next month, when these lists come out and you're able to sign up and you're able to inquire more about it and be in these private meetings, make sure you're ready. I don't know your name. I'm not going to bother you. Nobody's going to harass you. None of that's going on. Everything is legal here. You don't have to worry about getting duped. Please take it to your lawyer and see if that's what you want to do. It doesn't bother me one bit. All right. So thank you. God bless everybody. I don't see nothing on in Zoom. So let me see. All right. Then you can just let me know. But thank you for your time. Thank you for everybody joining and coming. And I hope everybody has a blessed Monday. Love and light to everybody. Thank you. See y'all Wednesday. All right. Thanks, sis. Thanks. Later.